Hi, it's Jennifer at Home, and I'm so happy you stopped by today to check out my recipe for the easiest ever rustic loaded baked potato soup. I call this loaded baked potato soup rustic loaded baked potato soup because it is just an easy recipe. All you have to do is just take the russet potatoes, scrub them up, and cut them up. No peeling, no pre-boiling, nothing of the sort. It's just super easy, and you throw it in the crock pot and turn it on, and next thing you know, in the afternoon, you have a wonderful baked potato soup that you can add wonderful toppings to. Let's get started on this super easy rustic loaded baked potato soup. The first thing I'm going to do is add 2.5 cups of water to the crock pot. Then I'm going to add 3 cups of finely diced, these are regular russet potatoes, and I've cut them into tiny little cubes, and I have 3 cups here. I'm going to add those in. And you want to make sure you try to cut the sizes as consistently as possible. That way they all get done at the same time. Then I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter and a teaspoon of salt. Next I'm going to add, this is a bouillon packet, and it looks like this. This is a sodium-free. Sorry about the glare, the light's coming in quite a bit from my skylight above. I'm going to add 1 packet, which is about 2 teaspoons of granulated bouillon. And this is just a regular chicken flavor, but you can add any type of seasoning or flavor you like. Now, I'm just going to put the lid on. I'll stir it real quick. Then I'll put the lid on. And then I'm going to put it on high for about 6 to 7 hours and let everything soften and get really tender. You could also add finely sliced celery, about 1/4 cup, or 1/4 cup of finely sliced carrots if you would like. You can also add onions. I have my slow cooker on high. I've stirred everything together. Now I'm going to chop up some greens to put on top. These are some little onions, some chives. I'm going to use some of the whites and go ahead and add them to the baked potato soup. And then I'll save the green part chopped up really finely to go on top of the soup when it's all done. I went ahead and chopped up my onions because I'm going to use the tops. The green part of the chive will go on the potato soup when it's done. But I've chopped up the whites, and I'm going to go ahead and add the white parts and stir those in. And of course, onions are completely optional. You can add as few or as many as you would like. And I also wanted to make sure that I mentioned I didn't peel my potatoes because I want them to have that rustic look. I scrubbed them really good before I cut them up, and that way it's much easier and much quicker to make this soup. Plus it gives it that nice, fun, rustic appearance when you're all done. The baked potato soup has been on for 7 hours on high. Now the only thing left to do is add a cup of cream or a cup of milk, and optional, I'm going to add a teaspoon of dry parsley, or you could add about a tablespoon of fresh parsley. Then I'm just going to stir this in and let it sit for 1 more hour. If your potatoes are nice and soft, you could let it sit for 30 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and let mine sit for about 1 more hour because we won't be ready for dinner until then. We always love adding toppings to this baked potato soup. Let me show you just what it looks like with all of the wonderful, delicious toppings. We love to add bacon and cheese and some chopped up onions, so beautiful green chives on top to give it some beautiful color and a little extra flavor. And here's how the rustic loaded baked potato soup turned out. I've added some cheddar cheese, some bacon, some green onions, and I even made some jalapeno cornbread to go with it. It looks wonderful and it smells delicious. I'll have the recipe listed below for this loaded baked potato soup and the instructions as well. Thank you so much for joining me today to make this rustic loaded baked potato soup. It is so good and delicious, and I make it all the time because it's just so easy. Everybody loves it, and when we have friends over, it's great just to make a crock pot and everybody can add their own toppings. I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to click that little bell. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you next time.